الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وألف بين قلوبهم لو أنفقت ما في الأرض جميعا ما ألفت بين قلوبهم ولكن الله ألف بينهم إنه عزيز حكيم صدق الله العلي العظيم وقد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إنه سيكون بعدي اختلاف فإن استطعت أن يكون السلم فافعل أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. My most respected elders, beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, young friends, visiting members, may the peace, mercy and blessings of Almighty Allah descend upon us all. I have recited from Surah Al-Anfal chapter 8 verse number 63, where Allah Almighty has informed that He is the one who united between the hearts of the believers. And He informed the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by saying, "Law anfaqta ma fil ardi jami'an." O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, had you spent everything, all the wealth on earth, just to create peace, love and harmony among the believers, you would have never ever been able to unite their hearts. It is not within the reach of any human being. Even the holders without access, they are not able to unite the hearts of human beings. That lies only in the arms of Allah, the Creator. And we call Him by saying Musawwif al-Qulub. When you say Allahumma, oh Allah, Musawwif al-Qulub, you are the converter of the hearts. It is Allah who has that full control of the hearts of human beings. Speaking even about husband and wife, it is Allah who said, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Even though He created Adam, and from that one soul He created its mother Eve, there is no hard and fast rule that Eve has to love Adam and Adam must always love Eve, except it's the will of Allah. It's Allah who said, He is the one who has placed between their hearts that love and that compassion, mercy. And we all know it. Allah has control over the hearts like pen between the fingers, which one can turn and twist in whatever direction he wants. And so is the heart of all human beings. It's like the heart of one man. Allah can turn and He can twist and convert. And that is why even a married husband and wife ought to know that the love which Allah has put between your hearts for each other, it has to do with the obedience to Allah. You obey Allah, Allah sees it. To keep that love forever in your hearts, one for the other. In the event when they refuse to obey Allah, He announces in different ways that He is in control. It's not a nice thing, one who has always been saying, I love you more than anything in this world, to hear coming from the very lips at some point in time before even the word I hate you the most. That is unfortunately. Pray and beg Allah, He is most sorry for the Qulub. It has been, before the migration of the Prophet ﷺ to the city of Medina, the two main tribes, Aus and Khazraj, they fought deadly wars one with the other. They were Muslims. That was before the Prophet upon peace came to Medina. And it was through his lessons, one who was sent as Rahmatul lil Alameen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused sworn enemies to become again loving brothers one to the other. No relation could be too bad in order for the hearts to be reunited. With others' will, it happens. And you will take note, any mosque you go to in any part of the world, even though the lines are already streamed, the Imam adopts this pattern. Istawu sufufakum, you will get in Haramain, in the Holy Land. Istawu sufufakum, straighten your lines. The straightness of the lines and keeping them tight, shoulder to shoulder, it has a lot to do with the current that flows from one end to the other, with the love and the unity. They also some go to the extent to say, if you form crooked lines, Allah will put crookedness among you. You will be disunited. And over a period of time, with correct intention and sincerity and more than ever, humility. For when one leaves his home, no matter what and what he looks like and how he is attired, this is the sunnah. Allahumma yukharajtu makhraj al-abdi dalil. Oh Allah, I come out like a very humble slave of yours. And then you say that meaningfully, a humble slave. Anybody throws his hands to you to shake Mustafa, regardless of the weight is your Muslim brother, you extend your hand with love. And how many times we have heard it eat, that when two brothers will meet and they will greet and shake hands, sincerely, their sins are shed away from them before they will let go of each other. That is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can do it, He is so very great. Do not have any doubts in your mind. It's because of the blessings of the Prophet upon peace in this moment, and especially when he came to Medina, that two tribes who were fighting deadly wars, they became again united. And this is what Allah meant when He said, وَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِهِمْ, meaning it is Allah who reunited between their hearts. And O Messenger of Allah, O Messenger, you have spent everything to win hearts, to modify the minds and hearts of enemies. Nowhere you could have done it. This is only accomplished and achieved through the mercy of Allah. Innahu azizun hakim. Indeed, He is mighty and He is wise to do. You have the rifts even among family. There are sometimes so very sad when your own children, they have little gaps existing. You admonish them, but no way to raise hands. Wake up in the hollow moments of the night and you know that it is only Allah who can do that. You call on Him, Allah who is sorry for the qulub, the converter of the heart. I call on You and I beg You to reunite the hearts of my children, my grandchildren, the family members, and here is where it begins. course, everyone, every well-wisher of a Jamaat should be praying. You know, there are many people who wake up. They don't speak about it. There are some who tell others. There are some who wake up and they do what they have to do, but they don't talk about it. Include in your words. And every every moment of the night, you beg and ask for unity in the Jamaat, in families. You beg and ask for that ulfat and harmony in the Muslim world. Allah accepts. He accepts. When you call on Him sincerely, sometimes He accepts with some delay. Never give up hope. He make it words that call on me, and I will answer the call accordingly. And look what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Innahu sayakunu ba'da ikhtilaf." After my passing away, there will be lots of ikhtilaf, conflict. There will be disagreement. How do you handle it? He said, for instance, the daughter, if you are able, ayakuna silf, to resolve it very peacefully, I'll do it. Keep that very comprehensive lesson. There will be differences after my passing away. If you are able to resolve them peacefully, do it. Now this does not mean if you cannot resolve it peacefully, you will declare war. No. If you cannot resolve it peacefully, you can find someone who can do it. Never think that you know it all. Above everyone who knows, there is always someone who knows more than him. Yes, every khatib who might be well complimented and all praises for Allah, he must know that above him there is always one who is more vibrant. Every president, above him there is one who is better. That's it. Quran says, فَوْقَ كُلِّ عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. Above every learned person, there is always someone who is more learned than he is. If you cannot do something, never think it cannot be done. There can always be someone who can do it better than you can handle it. If you can resolve, a dispute, the peace, do it. And if you cannot, you find someone who can do it. There is always a peaceful solution to every problem. Take note of this, my brothers and sisters. We should consider ourselves very fortunate to be Muslims. Islam belongs to us. We belong to Islam, goes both ways. And unlike other religions, Muslims, we practice our deen every day of our life. Even when we are asleep, we are practicing Islam. How a believer goes to sleep? Differently from animals. In the name of Allah. No matter how tired you are, how much effort does it take from anyone? Allahumma bismika amutu. How much effort is that? That is the words to Allah. In your name, I will do better. In your name, I die. That's what you say. Amutu. If you write the word amutu, and you raise the hamza, you are left with maut. Maut is death. Amutu, I die. In your name, I die. Wa ahya, and I again awake. You fall asleep in the name of Allah. For the 6 to 8 hours you remain sleeping. You are being rewarded as having stayed in the worship of Allah. We are not like other people who go to the place of worship once a week, or during only a season, they become religious. Every moment of our life, we practice Islam. You are hungry, you sit down before your plate of food. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. After having spent the hour here, making your exit, Allahumma inni as'aluka min fadlik. Oh Allah, I beg you. You will drop in your car. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. You are driving, subhanallah, alhamdulillah. It is being practiced throughout. It is only when the rainy season will come, go back to Hajj. You just add to what we have been already doing. Great seasons. I want you to know, my brothers and sisters, or notice there are many people who take track and they observe the way we perform our duties. It is out of envy, pride. They do not speak about it, but we have been observed, we have been monitored by the kuffars very much. And we learn in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Innahum la yahsudunana ala shay'in." He has said it. They do not envy us in anything as much as they envy us ala yawm al-jum'ah, on the day of Friday. You see, today, Yawm al-Jum'ah, it is indeed the highlight of the week of the believer. Today is Eid. It's great. When you assemble for Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, the salah you perform, it's wajib. This salah, the 2 rakats we are about to perform, it's faraz akada. It is a very significant day. In every month for a believer, there are 4 or 5 days, says the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muslims again should begin to look forward for Friday. It is indeed a highlight of the week. Stop looking forward for a Sunday because it's not normally a work day. You think you can relax. Friday is the day that Muslims will look forward to, and of the whole 24 hour. This hour, when we are being summoned away from our tijarat, our work, our family, for the remembrance of Allah, this is the hour which is seen to be the highlight of the day, which is already the highlight of the week. That is the week. When this is the moment which is the highlight, I say it and I repeat it, when you come here, leave aside all the problems of the world. It is about dhikrullah. It is for me, it is for you. Let us see how this hour can make us become more conscious about making clearing and preparations for ourselves for the great day. This is what it is about. He said they do not envy us in anything as much as they envy us for Jummah. Oh, Yahudi and Nasara, for they wanted this day to be their day of worship. But because of controversy, it was taken away from them. They would respect, and Allah gave it, kept it for the Muslims. While and they also envy us for the direction we turn towards in our prayer. This could be mentioned in more detail when we reach that verse, but this is something that they envy us for, because we turn towards that direction of the Holy Kaaba in our prayer. And thirdly, they envy us because of the Ameen we say after the Imam recites Surah Fatiha. However, our mother is we recite it not very loudly. We make no objections to those who follow their mother, but the Imam Abu Hanifa's mother is such that we do not raise our voices in saying Ameen. It is said after the Imam recites the Surah Fatiha. Therefore, as Muslims, my brothers and sisters, we must recognize how very fortunate we are to be within the fold of Islam, and knowing that with all the negatives we hear about, with all the attacks, with all that the enemies try to build Quran, we have heard about people making cartoons in the image of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as happened about 9 years ago. With all that is happening, I want you to know that Islam today is far better than it was 10 and 20 years ago. And this is quite evident. MashaAllah, in little functions, be it in the mosque, be it at your home, gatherings, small funerals, most times you can see that there is an alim. In one village, you have 6 and 7, 45 alims. You perhaps will remember once upon a time when maybe there were 2 in the country and and they were foreign, restricted with the language. They were very loved and honored. May Allah bless their souls, reward their families for the effort they made in keeping the bound of Islam in the book. Then a time came, we had the scholars who returned, local scholars from India. They were also limited, started with Darul Uloom. Now, mashallah, from the very many Darul Ulooms, we have so many graduates, ulamas everywhere. A time will come when the Taraweeh, reading Surah Fatiha, and the last 10 chapters will, inshallah, be a thing of the past. Come on, we must give up that kind of laziness. We rejoice when we hear in Taraweeh there is going to be Surah Fatiha and last 10 chapters. Ramadan is about Quran. Ramadan is about Quran. The Quran was revealed inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. How much time you spend standing up in a line, you go to pay bills, how much you stand up and you wait, you will not be rewarded. There is no reward for that. You stand up, hearing the words of Allah be recited, the pains that you experience is known to Allah, you will be rewarded. That will happen. In every mosque you will have, both an alim, you will have a hafiz. Allah will make that happen. Through the barakat of our sincerity, our du'as, and our desire for Islam to rise to the peak, Allah will cause that to happen. He will also choose and use the kuffars to continue to dig up the roots of Islam. As I always explain, if you have two rose plant in your flower garden, leave one alone, don't touch it, don't interfere with it. The other one you take out of the garden for and you keep digging up right around the root on a weekly basis. Keep digging up the root. Leave the other one, don't touch it. And you observe the difference. The one whose root is being dug up, it sends out new sprouts. It grows very healthily. The other one which is left alone becomes dormant. Allah uses the kuffar dig up the root of Islam so that it can sprout. Yes, when one unfortunate man, Salman Rushdie, who wrote the book, The Satanic Verses, people became very exalted. Somebody has criticized Islam. But in order to understand the book that man has written, there is only one thing you can do, and that is you have to read the Quran because you want to know what is in the Quran and what he has written. People went to every bookshop and they bought copies of Quran and they started reading. And by reading, they got guidance. They forgot about the Satanic verses because they got guidance. Allah is the one who said, "Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu." Whomsoever Allah guides, there is none to mislead him. And whomsoever Allah misleads, there is none to give him guidance. Allah has His way of keeping Islam growing healthily. But my friends, as we mentioned, many scholars, we must not, abuse, having a large quantity of scholars. Sometimes you may have a nephew, a cousin, a family member who is a graduate from a Darul Uloom. He comes and says, I would like to do such and such. You must honor that, but one has to learn protocol. You have to be the holder of good decorum. You have an imam. You may have a wedding, it may be a funeral. An imam was been leading you for 40 years, and why not 10? He is your imam, but you have a family member or a son of a friend. He is qualified. He has requested, I would like to do such and such, mashallah. But never forget your duty. Good protocol is shown by Islam. You have to learn to say, but I have an imam, and we have to consult with them. Otherwise, I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, when there will be many alims present, are we going to give everybody an opportunity in a funeral to talk? when a funeral is supposed to be salat or janazah and pick up and go short, everybody cannot be part of the program. Alims have to learn to adjust, and I have started. The president and the executive here will note that I have started attending functions, and I listen to other alims, and I have no problem with that. That's great. You give other people opportunities. You give other people chances. But, where that must come from? It must come from, the leader. We must know good protocol. It's not like, okay, this is my role. This is my function. I am doing a wedding. I've just given an example. I am free to do what I want. I can tell whoever I want. My brothers and sisters, nobody can bring the police for you. Nobody will, and nobody can. But always remember, it's what you do, that's what you get. Be the holders of good decorum, protocol. Anybody can tell you this, And we have to take note. It is propriety that demands that certain things be done. Nobody will hold a gun at your head and say, look, this you should not do. You ought to know this is not the method. This is not right. I, as your imam, I go to other funerals and I can tell you, Allah is my witness. Sometimes I go to funerals in the neighboring, communities, as I did recently. President said, I'm very happy to have you. I want you to give a message, and I want you to lead the janazah prayers in the brother. I can give a little message. This is your imam. This is your imam who led the deceased in prayer during a lifetime. I will give a message. The salatul janazah belongs to the imam. Let him lead the janazah. And such wonderful, sensible gain from that. We have to learn to do such things. Lovely protocol, Islam teaches that. Otherwise, everybody will want to do his own thing, and nobody cares to recognize we have an established Jamaat. We have a Jamaat, and I am telling you with a Muslim where Adhan has been called 5 times. Here we do not shut down a Jamaat and a masjid to facilitate a week of any readings. Those who hold readings in the Jamaat consult with the members who do outer prayer, and the time is so particular between Maghrib and Isha prayer. The Salah must be in place. You don't take away people from the mosque who are normally present to read the Salah at your home for readings. That is, it does not add to the blessings. It takes away. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and reward us all. And, let there be good unity and love. May this message bring good sense to me and to you, and knowing that unity and love is strength, and Allah appreciates this very much. May Allah cause our Jamaat to grow from strength to strength. May He cause Islam to continue growing, and may He bless all the graduates who will ever be graduating from the various downloads, and we use them wisely. Not one against the other. It is not a nice way. May Allah bless us all. Barakallahu lana wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Azim. Wa nafa'ana wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikri